They say beauty's in the eye of the beholder. The very essence of beauty you hold her within. Every crack and crevice you hold her. You're beautiful is what holds her, see.
Well, hello guys, welcome to the Melanin Pod.
And we have a special guest, very special guest, Chris Barnett.
Welcome to the church.
You know,
Appreciate it.
what?
Hey, everybody out there.
I don't know if y'all follow him on social media, but he is quite the
Active.
I don't know
He
what
one of
the
them
word
people you
is.
follow for entertainment because you just know you're gonna always get
Cause you don't know
something.
what.
Exactly.
You
I
don't
try
know what
to
he gonna
bring
say.
joy and laughter to people's hearts.
Chris, we never know.
But
what
don't
you
get it
gonna say.
twisted. He's very intelligent. He's very smart, and he's hip on the issue.
Yeah, I'm a niggas.
Well, let's get into, let's get right on into it. So, as we know, Kanye West has been.
Yes, I love
Cutting
Kanye.
Oh, you love Kanye?
No.
I love Chipotle.
No.
It's kind of like the same thing.
I don't love Kanye.
I don't like Chipotle either. Don't like
No.
Kanye either. Okay, great.
No.
Like that shit.
Chipotle. First of all, Chipotle is not all that. I can make
No,
it
it's
better.
not.
everything
Overrated
else.
like Kanye West. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so
$7.
basically, Yeezy has been proactively speaking
I thought you
about.
should say pro-black.
I'm about to say, stop you right there.
Let's stop right there. I
Make
won't say
America
that.
great.
But he has been proactively speaking about what he calls free thought, which means don't get your knowledge from a book or, don't have backups to your arguments.
That's the
Just
definition
say
of
how
free
you
thought?
feel. Well, that's what he said in his
In
speech.
other words, I think it's bullshit.
So basically, he's saying whatever comes in his brain is
Pretty much.
factual to him.
Is he saying that it's factual though, or is he just saying he owns his own
I
thoughts?
feel like
and
it's more about that. I just feel like
he
is
doesn't.
crap on
He's
a
not
platter.
controlled.
Yeah, I feel
like
He feel
whatever
like he
he's
has a different
feeling,
experience.
he can say it.
yeah, like a
Even though he may not even have any knowledge of what that may mean to other people, or even what he supported may mean, because he's been on record saying, "Oh, I support Trump." How can you support somebody with a certain band? What band? What are you talking about? What is he doing? Oh, excuse me, you support Trump, but you don't know what the fuck he out here doing?
Yeah, it was very
Kanye
problematic.
been lost since his mama died, in my opinion. So
You know, that's an argument that everybody's been saying.
I don't feel like that. I feel like Kanye has always been inappropriate. I feel like Kanye has always said stuff he had no business saying.
Come
I feel
on,
like
come on,
Kanye
head usher.
always
Yes.
has been a misbehaved child.
Not misbehaved child.
Wrong.
And I
man.
had to sneeze on the bullshit because I had to say it so eloquently that I feel like, but I feel like he has been force feeding us things, and it just so happened that the things that he's been saying have kind of sort of been close to what black people feel.
So let me ask you
No.
this: based upon,
No.
hold on. So based upon,
no,
so
we're talking about current.
hold
I'm
on.
not talking- I'm
But
talking
you
about-
just
No,
made,
but
you
you
just
just
made
said
a
he's
comment.
always
yeah, always.
So based upon,
Inappropriate.
okay, so
Yeah.
based upon,
No,
well, he been inappropriate. I'll say that in as far as the way he appears in the public and does certain things, and his
Right.
approach. I feel like he's always been blunt and sometimes inappropriate. Now I feel like when it comes to music, he's always been that person to where people can relate to and they go to him as a voice of
to a
reason.
certain extent.
Yeah.
To a certain
Because like
extent.
for me, like I stopped listening to him after graduation.
That's when
Yeah.
yeah, me too.
So, you know what I'm saying, his music changed because he was trying to bring in a different audience. Like, it's just like College Dropout. A lot of people can relate to College Dropout.
Right.
Right.
A lot of people dropped out of college because he spoke about real stuff in that music. Now what he speak about is just whatever he wants to speak about. Because he know people are going to buy it because of who he is. He's a genius. He's quote unquote God. No, he's not. Don't believe what I say. But
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
first
saying?
of all, when he starts looking at himself as Jesus, problem right there for me. That's when I was just like, oh, I was already checked out, but I'm really checked out now.
Right.
And so a lot of y'all have definitely been
Did he say
led
that
blind.
himself, or is that something somebody came up with?
No,
No,
that's,
he
that's what
came
he
up
said.
with it
He
himself.
goes by that.
Self-
He got all.
I just want to
Self-proclaimed.
I just want to clarify that because I think a lot of people do have the argument. No, that's something media came up with, just like they did.
I don't think
Even
anybody
if, even
has
if
that
media
argument.
came up with it,
You
if you
didn't have
take it
to
and run with
accept
it,
it.
it's still bullshit.
Yeah, you didn't
Right.
have to accept it. Absolutely. Just like, I mean, but nobody's on Jigga's ass for saying was it Jehovah Hove or Jehovah?
You talking about
Oh.
Jay-Z?
Yeah, Jay-Z. Like
saying
nobody's
Hov?
on his ass about that. So
For saying Hove?
yeah, because it was like Jehovah Hove or something like that.
Was that
all
just
I
in
know
the
is
line?
Hov. But
Right, yeah, it's short for.
He's a Hove,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna still call his ass Jay-Z. I'm never gonna relate to him as Hove, and I think that's still
that was
out of
supposed to
line,
be his
too.
name
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, that was.
He, I
I
mean, he
missed
goes
that.
by Hove.
yeah.
I thought that was just like a
They call me
period
Hov,
but-
where he was like,
No,
No,
but
I
I didn't know that was like a,
I mean,
call
he
me
still.
Hov.
If you listen to a lot of his music, you know he refers to himself
See,
like
he
that,
one of
and
my
it's still a no for me on that part. Anytime
Oh.
you start to relate to yourself as Jesus, or you think you're the one that's leading the people, and your message is not clear like that, and you're not coming from a spiritual background, you need to have several fucking
Me
seats.
personally, if you ain't entertainment, you are not a prophet. So You're just there for entertainment.
That's true.
So
And you
no
got some people who
point.
might can walk in that calling, and I feel like those people you
In
actually
certain realms of
yeah, and I feel like
entertainment.
people who are led
Yeah.
by the Spirit know the Spirit, and some
I mean,
of y'all don't have one.
So in that instance, you know, you have Kanye, you know, that we know has lost his damn mind. But then you have some people that are highly doing the same critique of Snoop Dogg, who came out with his gospel album.
That is
That
totally
went
different.
number one.
That's totally different.
Definitely went number one, but I totally agree with
That's
you.
totally
Definitely
different.
not the same
Okay,
thing.
so kind of branch out on that subject as well, because I think Snoop Dogg has really gotten some unfair criticism about having a gospel album. Yes, he had gangster music and things like that, but I feel like Snoop Dogg has always been, for the most part, one primarily saying this is my story from the past, but I've outgrown this.
Well, I think
feel
the
like-
biggest thing is, you know, going all the way back, church people didn't want to mix secular. That's always been a thing. So
Right.
anytime you have that crossover, you're going to get backlash. You're going to have some
But it
people.
went straight up number one.
And I
though. Like,
understand. I
But
mean,
then
I
at the same
support
time,
it.
Also, you gotta look at, just like you say, his history and who he is. Like that's just like for certain black people, when we see other people doing good and be like, "Oh, you changed, you switched
Right.
up." That's just like him. People don't want to see him do that because that's not what they're used to.
But the crazy thing is, this is what kills me. I think that people have gotten to the point where they're so about what is flashy. They're so about what's coming across their timeline that they're not going back. I mean, yes, everybody knows so much drama in the LBC, and everybody know Drop It Like It's Hot, Pop It, this the Crip side. But at the same time, if you also follow who he is, this is the same Snoop Dogg who started Pop Warner style football teams in his communities all over California, who sends several
I
children
mean,
to
and I
college
also
every
feel
year.
like at the same
So I don't
fact,
feel like
him sending kids to college or helping them in the community don't have shit to do with his gospel album. Because you got people who do all that and it still don't go
And
platinum.
so that's what I'm saying. So what's wrong with him professing that
I
he
think the
does
thing
follow
is about
God?
it. I don't
It's
think
not-
it's.
I don't think
I
anything
don't even
also.
think
Like,
that it's
that's what I
something.
think is
I don't
crazy.
think it's something that he says that he loves God. I think it's the fact that you have people who, it's like, for instance, Jacqueline loves PR. She talks about PR all the time. She eats and breathes it. If I come in and I'm not somebody who does PR, but I do it, and I come in and I'm the number one PR person in the industry, the people who are in that industry gonna feel some type of way.
yeah.
Because it's like, how the hell?
Y'all
But-
are comparing this to the same issue that
That's-
people had when Beyonce sang the gospel for the Oscars, for that whole gospel thing they did, and they didn't invite not a single.
Well, I'm gonna
gospel
say
artist
this.
to the
That
same
I
thing.
can't relate to because I don't remember the shit. But I'm just saying, in regards to this,
He's a rapper.
that he's a rapper
Versus-
coming into the
And you got to
industry.
think about his
Yeah.
past and even the stuff that he's been going. Even his last
So-
album was
so-
nothing
so-
gospel
You don't
related.
think-
I mean,
God
hip hop.
damn.
Snoop
We don't
Dogg,
talk
Snoop
about
Dogg smoke
forgiveness?
weed.
I'm not
I
saying
get all
anything.
forgiveness, but what they looking at is saying he's not somebody that
It's not
reflects our
consistent.
actual
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the problem.
That's not his field.
Right.
You know
So
what
my
I'm saying?
thing is this: I think that's bullcrap too, because some of your favorite artists, historically in gospel, are on that album.
That might
That's
be
the
true.
part that
Most of the people, what they do,
bewilders me. Like,
I don't
you're
even think
mad
that
at-
this is the argument here because what I'm saying, you got Fantasia. Fantasia does a R&B album. She has a gospel song. Fantasia does not come and do a whole gospel album and take over gospel.
Right.
What Snoop Dogg did was do a gospel album, whether it was trash or good, and all his followers went who love hip hop or whatever. It's Snoop Dogg. I'm gonna support,
They
and they
supported it.
supported it. And they took over the gospel industry.
So let's start there.
And the gospel industry,
So
that's
why can't-
Ramon, is not hard to take over because they don't. It's not the same in regards to R&B.
So my
And
question
hip-hop.
is this: why can we not even take a note from that? Because I feel like we as African Americans in general, I feel like we don't use our resources in that kind of effectiveness altogether. Because think about what you just said. You had somebody who was talking about drug dealing and smokes weed and promotes Rastafarian lifestyle come over and take over at a time for his time period of this album being out, taking over the gospel charts. Because all of his resources went from there to support that gospel album. Like you said, whether it was trash or not. We have so many black businesses that don't get off the ground for that very reason. People won't take their resources.
Okay, so
and
what's
bring
the
it over
point?
there.
Because I'm still not
I'm
No,
understanding the
I'm
argument.
saying why aren't we doing that now?
Who
Why
was
can't we
we?
take notes?
Snoop Dogg did what the hell he wanted to do, which was a gospel album. He took his following, made an album, they supported it. It's not hard mathematics.
I mean, it's the way you
I mean,
say
I think it comes down to initially, if Mary J. Blige come in here right now and say, hey, I want to start a, matter of fact, prime example. Jada Pinkett Smith started a red table
Yes.
discussion. She does exactly kind of
Yes.
what we do. She started it. I can see him be like, damn, I'm mad at Jada Pinkett because she came and started a podcast or a talk show. But she took her damn resources, her following that she worked for, and started to do what the fuck she wanted to do. It's no different than rappers starting a clothing line. It's no different than them opening up a business. It's no different than opening up a restaurant. They're using their resources and doing the industry.
So why is, and what I'm saying
What's
is,
your point? 'Cause
my
we
point,
lost.
my point is this: why can't we use that ideal
But
and make it more positive versus criticizing?
You just named like 2 people.
Well, that was my point. You just
local
asked
person?
me. That was my point. And on a local level, we don't do that here. We don't do that in Arkansas at all.
But what people have that reach locally? When you think about locally, people are.
It's plenty of
But
folks that
what
have
you
good
missing is
reach.
a lot of people locally
got
are
the same reach as
struggling. They
those 2
struggling to
people?
make their dream happen. You think I got time to go support your damn dream, and I'm struggling to pay rent?
I think
at
that's bull
Costco?
crap altogether.
Man, you struggling to be in this seat right now. I'm struggling to be in this seat right
Right.
now.
I
know
You think
I'm
we got
struggling.
time to go and I can go fund your business too?
No, I didn't say go fund. Snoop Dogg, no, it was free to support Snoop Dogg because he was
It
on
wasn't free.
Spotify.
They had
Yes,
to-
it
they had to
was.
buy the damn
Spotify-
album,
No,
man.
they did not because they also take into account streams and downloads and this
Girl,
stuff
they
like
still
that.
bought that damn
They still
album.
about the
You
album
know
got to go
what?
fucking number
We
one.
not finna talk about Snoop Dogg. We
Yeah.
going back to you versus the people. We gonna go to T.I.'s version.
Right.
Let's go to T.I. version because Mary on some Donald Trump tonight.
And I'm not, but I will slap him out that yellow hair. He keep on trying to comfort me.
And she gonna have to do a praise dance to get over here.
Whatever.
Y'all, she gonna need to get ushered out.
No.
Shout out, okay, Usher. Man, give us a praise dance.
I'm opening the doors of the church.
Oh, holy night.
Playing with me.
Oh, holy
Come
night.
here, not you. You
Oh,
don't
holy
come down.
night.
You're right. You welcome that.
Shout out to
down my
Lane
way.
Bryant.
Back to
Shout out to Lane Bryant and they praise dance edition.
You know what?
Back to the topic, since Mary wants to take it
It's
there.
fine.
You took it out this shirt for 75.
Mary wish she could
No,
do
I
it.
did not.
You took
Mary
it out
Mary
this
because her hair
shirt for
won't take to a
$75.
like this.
I ain't got nothing to say.
What
Why?
color?
Why are you going there?
I ain't got nothing to say.
Okay, you versus the people.
You versus
Right.
the
You
people.
versus the people.
Cause both of y'all out of pocket right now.
Mary smile, your lip gloss is nice.
Thank you so much,
It's so
James.
nice.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I'm so done.
I guess
You know what?
You know what?
They need me here.
It's officially the
I'm
name.
finna go, 'cause they
The
don't
name of the
need me
episode
here.
of this one is Mary versus the people.
Right, because I'm not needed here. Are you finna go? I'm
just
finna
take
go.
us up,
I'm
Mike.
finna
You better take. I think we've seen this before on reality TV.
Yeah, because I'm that. No, it's not.
Are you
really-
taking off your mic?
Yeah, I am.
Let's just go.
I'm for real.
I'm being so dramatic.
Back to the other part of the
Yeah, y'all
episode.
discuss.
Back to the other part.
Cause I'm for real. You think you let?
Girl, you better not get your ass up out there.
It wouldn't be the first time she got up
I
doing
want to be
that.
the first. I'm gonna take a minute, y'all.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like.
Well, Mary, you gonna get a scoop.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Mary
get
gonna
the
tend to y'all
scoop.
questions
I
on
am.
social media.
I am.
Okay, so in regards to the episode, Mary having a love and hip hop moment, y'all. Mona Scott, we looking for you, baby. Okay, so in regards to the T.I. perspective on the song, look, Jacqueline dumbfounded. I'm just gonna have to keep it moving. So initially, T.I., what did you think about his verse on it? I thought it was trash. But yeah,
I mean, I didn't look at it as a lyrical perspective.
Right, me either.
right.
Because when I listened to the whole song, it ain't had nothing lyrical in it at all. So for T.I., me personally, I looked at it as like him trying to speak on our behalf of what we would usually say to some ignorance like that.
Right.
Which he had a few nice lines
He did.
within the whole thing. So.
I still think the whole song was
Now,
trash.
the whole song, does it have a purpose? Probably to them
Oh
two.
yeah, probably so. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who could relate to the people who really love Kanye West and always looking for justification in his actions.
They didn't find
But
that
it
in
went,
that
they were
song.
saying, you really, it ain't no.
Some of them think they found some, and you got people who feel like, wow, you know, this is the beginning of
Because even
his
if
art.
you listen to like the interview that he did on the Breakfast Club, he still explained they was there for 4 hours talking.
Of
Then
ignorance.
they did the song,
Right.
and then he still didn't get it after the song.
Right.
So he was like, "Well, what the fuck did we?"
So
just
do y'all think like this is like real? Do y'all think first of all somebody who was so woke, as y'all like to say, who was so woke and who could see all the things in the black community, who's now like blind? Do y'all think this is like all for ratings or for attention, or do you really feel like he's this lost sheep to where he really does not understand the narrative of what's going on?
I think he lost, but I don't think he like that lost. Because I think he still knows what he's doing to a certain extent, and he knows he's getting reaction out of people.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think he's looking at it in the sense of how is the reaction really affecting these people.
Right.
Right, because his whole thing is, I'm just speaking my mind.
Right.
I'm just being a free thinker. And when people was bringing it to his attention, like, yo, you really hurting, but what? My words, what I think?
It was
is
dumb.
really
Like the dude on
hurting somebody?
TMZ, the dude
Oh
on
my
TMZ made some
God.
really valid points.
Yeah, he did.
I can't even think of his name.
Everything he said was valid.
Vaughn.
He articulated himself very well,
Right.
and I think he spoke on behalf of a lot of black people in regards to how they would feel. Personally, I don't look to Kanye West to do a damn thing for me. at all. I don't listen to his music for insight.
But just like you said earlier, you know what I'm saying, our youth, that's who they follow now, entertainers.
Yeezys,
you know what I'm saying?
they want this.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure, most of the youth, not discrediting nobody, most of y'all weren't even old enough to even know what the fuck college dropout was at the time.
They don't,
And
but-
when you go back and
But
research
now they
it,
do.
but I feel like if you go back and listen to it, what the music that he got now and what he's putting out
Oh,
now,
they don't match.
the message
Of
is
course not.
totally different.
Yeah.
And that's
And-
why, like I said, after graduation, that's when I stopped listening because the message changed.
Yeah,
It
that's like
wasn't-
J. Cole having the album he just dropped now, then coming out with a whole album of mumble rap. It's like, nigga, you just talk shit about
Yeah,
all
you
this
lose.
shit, and
You
then you
just
come
talk.
out
You literally just talk shit about mumble rap.
right,
Right.
and now you come out with a mumble rap album.
True.
And it's like, when are we gonna start calling people out? When are we gonna stop supporting bullshit? Like, and I'm glad a lot of people did unfollow him and they, started speaking out, even celebrities. Because a lot of people, I feel like for the longest, have been putting Kanye West on this pedestal as if he cannot do any wrong.
Right.
And he's just, he's a creator. First of all, the clothing line is trash.
Always.
I
man.
think it's
Yeah.
trash. It's not creative. It's not innovating. It's some shit he just threw his name on and he knew he can make some dollars off of.
Which I feel like that's always been his agenda.
Trademark.
He's got this certain status and this certain clout. He can put whatever the fuck out he
Oh,
want to
yeah.
put,
Right.
and it's gonna make money.
But this time it kind of took a
Back-
little
Not
backlash.
I ain't gonna say
necessarily.
it backfired.
I think it took a little
just-
backlash
mean,
on him as far
yeah.
as the approach and a lot of people
Because
who
people
are
was
willing.
like, Trump, I think as soon as he said, because at first, remember, everybody was like, oh, y'all leave, he got a good explanation for this. Oh, leave him alone. He got the albums about to drop. He
Right.
always do this. But then as soon as he made that, oh, make America great, everybody was like, oh, this motherfucker lost.
Yeah.
And then in his interview, he was saying, like, let's try love. And I get let's try love, but I feel like you've had several people trying to talk to Donald Trump. You're not the first person. You had Steve Harvey trying to talk to him. Kevin Hart then sat down with him. There's been several people who tried to reach out to Donald Trump in regard. He's not blind to this shit. So my thing is, at the end of the day, if somebody really wants to make change, you putting on this whatever.
Oh,
the
but to
bullshit
him, he
had.
said he's changing the meaning. Like, we
Right.
changed the
You
meaning
can't.
of
Like
nigga.
after I
can't.
had
You
watched
can't.
the interview T.I. and heard what he said, at the end of the day, Kanye is still full of shit.
Oh, yeah,
Because
most
for the
definitely.
simple fact, you can't equivalent a hat that says "Make America Great Again" when for us as African Americans, it's never been great.
Right.
Till the day,
Never
even
been
today,
great,
it still
and
ain't
it
great.
still ain't.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't equivalent that with the word the N-word.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's true.
saying? And that's what he was doing, saying, look how we took the N-word and made it powerful for us and less demeaning for us towards white people. But you can't use that hat and say, like, I'm going to change what
Right.
it means
You
for
can't.
black people. No, because it's going to mean the same thing every time we
Every
see
time.
I also think some of the things that he was saying once he explained it, it kind of made sense. His delivery was wrong. His approach to certain issues was wrong. Because he even explained a little bit, oh, I don't support Trump, but I support what he stands for, which is he started from the bottom and now he's at the top.
Did he not think maybe doing that? Who's your publicist? You need to reach out to JBM Associates, because the best thing would have
don't
been
have one.
to probably have had an interview before, like the one he had with Charlemagne. I still felt like that was a bullshit fest as well.
Yeah, I didn't, everybody was like, oh, they interviewed it. No.
It didn't do it for me. I'm glad Charlemagne. You know what? I'm glad Charlemagne asked some of the hard questions, like him lying on Beyonce, and then, oh, I heard that. But somebody to have the stature that you have, you know how important it is to where your reputation and what comes out of your mouth being, bond. It's word, what you say, people believe it. And so for it to be total bullshit, when Jay-Z separated himself, you knew it had to be like, it had to be a lie. So for you to get on this interview and be like, oh, I said that? And then you had 2 seconds to reflect and was like, oh yeah, I heard that from somebody. It was bullshit. It was a lie. Let's call
Well,
it
he
what it
does
was.
that a lot, though.
It's a
Even
lot.
before that interview, he always act. If you really just sit back and pay attention, he's always act like, oh, what he says is not really affecting folks. Oh, this is just him being Kanye type
Right.
of thing. And as us as fans, we're supposed to just accept it and keep supporting it. And I think that's where we as a community need to draw the line and really stop supporting some of these motherfuckers.
That's true.
I mean, a lot of them.
A lot of them.
So where do y'all think like we should draw the line in regards to like self-expression and then you actually supporting this self-expression? Because I'm all down for people expressing themselves in their music. Like you got different artists who sing and they talk about
in
their
your
issues.
music.
Yeah, in your music, in your platform.
But outside of music, I feel like if you're not expressing that in your music, like you're on a political or you're at a platform where people are looking to you for advice and guidance on what they should do in America, that bullshit shouldn't be uttered out your mouth.
A good example is like Will Smith. He's an actor.
Right.
But lately he's been using his Instagram and his as inspiration, giving
Right.
those different, showing different outlooks and stuff. So I feel like if that's what Kanye want to do, give inspiration or be the voice of the people, then it needs to be positive and it needs to reflect the culture that supported you from
And
day
factual.
one.
That's true.
And factual.
Definitely
Because a lot of
factual.
stuff that he's been saying, we're like, dude,
That's coming out the top of your
He
head.
following in that Donald Trump.
and you also you also have to
fake
keep
news.
it in mind. He removed himself from society completely for about.
But
a
did
year.
you know, your wife is naked every week on social media. Like, did you really? They recording, keeping up with the card. Are you really this out of the loop? Like you're
Nah.
not.
That's
that,
how he's acting.
You got brains.
But,
You got, matter of
like
fact,
I
this,
said
once
earlier, he
again,
an
this is a
entertainer.
man who has businesses with a Z. Are you really that out the loop to
No,
where you
with a
don't
Z.
know what's trending, what's going on? You that out the loop?
No.
He claimed
Because that's how you
was.
make your money.
Come on now.
That's claim. He claimed. That's what I'm just telling you. What.
But he knew enough to have a conversational song with T.I. I know that's right.
Yeah, he said that just came. In the interview, T.I. said he already had pre-recorded stuff, but he deleted it
Yeah.
after he heard T.I.'s verses.
Right.
Then he went and started it from scratch.
I mean, after I saw the TMZ, I thought that nigga was on drugs, honestly.
Oh my
And I still think he sunk in.
What y'all feel about him saying slavery was a choice?
You lost your damn mind.
I don't know, because we had a whole
Like
bunch
if
of
It was a lot of
a
people.
whole bunch
It
of
went up
Facebook
in
historians
uproar.
on there. They was woo.
But slavery was this, and I had a few people, spill you motherfuckers, excuse me, mother, had the nerve to get in my inbox. And slavery wasn't, it wasn't. Let me tell you something.
It
Your
wasn't
great grandmother did not, have the nerve to,
I mean, I just look like for him to say that at the end of the day, like you shitting on your ancestors. Like that's how I look at it. Like
that's like saying, oh,
you
rape,
saying,
people
saying
just
we
do
was,
rape.
We was here by choice. We was never here
Well
by
then,
choice.
okay, flip side, they said they weren't talking about, he wasn't talking about way back in the day. He's talking about right now, the last few years, slavery was a choice.
Shit, people who listen to him and who think his word is bond is mental slavery.
I mean,
and that's
jail
been
is
going
slavery.
on. That's been going on. You got people who can't keep their phone at their hand. They so enslaved to what's going on social media. So yeah, you got that. That's been going on. But in regards to you saying slavery was not a choice, you have to use your. My thing
Matter
is
of fact,
this.
that is what he said, 4,000 years.
Yeah, because I'm saying he said
For
4,000
somebody who,
years.
like I said, once again, for him to be a businessman, he's not ignorant. He's not dumb. He
Very.
knows
Right.
that his word means a lot, and
To
he
a
knows you
lot
have to
of
be
people.
careful what you say. He would sue somebody if they said the wrong thing about him. So my thing is, you need to be very careful in what you say. And I feel like he's getting very careless, and I feel like the people supporting him have really put him up on this pedestal to where he feel like
And now they getting ready
I
to take
can
that
say
motherfucker.
what I want to say. And I feel like I'm just gonna be honest. I feel like he think he's Donald Trump. I think he feel like because Donald Trump has been getting away with saying a lot of crazy ass shit, and he white and he in
Oh, they're
America.
just words.
So Kanye
Just
is the
word.
new OJ is what you trying to say.
And
Yeah,
OJ
he
and
can spare
OJ
me.
did a few years. No T-shirt on, but the sand is still moving. That's
He
right.
can spare me.
Yeah, I'm not here for OJ, not here for Kanye, and I'm
He
definitely not
said
here
he
for
running
Trump.
for president 2024.
Won't get my goddamn vote. If anything, I'll be
Now,
on the
if this
political
against Trump
campaign.
and Kanye, who you gonna go with? Trump or Kanye?
I just ain't voting.
Now wait a minute.
So let me ask you. This
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Political here. Trump or Kanye? Who you
I'm
marking?
gonna go with Kanye. If it's between Trump and Kanye, I'm gonna go with Kanye.
Wow, which one is better?
I don't think
Oh, Lord.
particularly one of them is better than
Right.
the other. Actually,
We need somebody else to
that's
jump
just
in there.
that's just like
Well-
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Like some people just like.
Nah,
you had to pick your poison.
I was voting
And
for
some
Hillary
people
Hill.
didn't pick.
I was voting for Hillary Hill.
I picked. No, I didn't. I went independent.
Oh, you had a fucking lie. Don't touch my knee. The reason we in this shit hole now
This not me. I voted.
for the wrong party. And all you motherfuckers, I'm third party. Fuck you, bitch. Cause you the same motherfuckers that we sit here in this hellhole right now.
Hey, it wasn't that many who voted independent. I just couldn't. I was sitting
I
there
cannot-
praying when I was, oh Lord, which
You
one
was
should
sitting
I?
there praying.
And he said, my child, go to the middle.
The Lord told you that. We
Hey.
gotta pray for the spirit of discernment to be a little stronger. 'Cause
You know what? Speaking
what
about
church were you going to with weed?
this, it was New Hope.
We gonna move on to a new subject. We gonna go to a new
Anyways,
subject.
oh my God, what was I talking? Oh yeah, I think David Banner had some really good words in the midst of the whole Kanye.
He did.
What did he say?
He was basically saying, he don't know what's going on right now, but you just need to protect your spirit. You need to protect your mind. Basically, not believing and feeding into what's going on and what's being said. Know yourself type thing, and keep. just
Which is
stay
true.
He was saying a
prayed
lot of
up.
spiritual stuff going
Yeah.
on behind works. Behind
Which
the
is
work.
true. I mean, you should always take care of your spirit first.
Right.
That's true. And a lot of people don't. That's another thing. A lot of people are so receptive to anything and everything. Somebody put this out here. Oh, I want that. I want a little of that. I want a little of that. And you got to be careful. Everything that's out here in the world is not for you.
No.
You got to really ask and see God and say, what's for me? What's meant for
Right.
me? See, I can say the B word and still give you a little word right there. Look at that. Look at that. Problematic.
Hey, we already problematic because we cussing and talking about the God, so you ain't supposed to do
I
both
believe
in the
Jesus
same.
cussed.
I mean,
Oh.
I do too, for the simple fact we are his image. So
And we saying
I
it,
believe he
so
smoked weed.
I
There's
definitely
a lot of
do
earth
that.
back. I'm just being
it
honest.
was a lot of herbs back then.
A lot of them. That was
And it was-
natural
and it was
remedies,
natural, and you didn't
and they
have-
lived a long time. I'm just saying.
They did live a long
I lived
time.
over 100 years.
I'm pretty sure if Mary was here, she'd be giving us a history lesson
Y'all
about
just
some of that
catch her
stuff.
in the comment section.
You just catch me in the comment section.
I guess I return since
Oh
y'all-
man, you done came back. Oh my
I
God,
came
welcome
on
back,
back.
Mary.
Speak
I'm
of
so
the devil.
glad you back. You can go ahead and close us out.
Let me get my love and hip hop moment on. Mary has been back to join us here to finish out the episode.
So guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Be mindful that the Melanin Pot is coming up on their 2nd-year anniversary. It's going to be held right here in Little Rock, Arkansas. And don't also forget to come get a scoop. Tune into our webpage, themelaninpot.net. And we're signing out. Thank you, Chris.
She
for
really
joining
had to go
us.
to the
She had to go
bathroom.
really go to the. Mary got a.
She had
I
to
don't
go.
know.
She
She
had
had
to
an
go to
issue.
the
She had a
bathroom.
Donald Trump Kanye situation.
No, I just
Stay
Until
black.
next time,
No,
guys.
I'm like them. I learned when to shut up.
She still ain't learned that. Y'all see the episodes each week.
And see, that's why I walked the hell off. You know what? See, I'm so tired.
Next
of
time
y'all
she
with
do
that
it.
foolishness. I'm so tired. I just.
Girl, just go on and walk off again.
You know what, Jacqueline? How
Man,
about
you can
this?
just spare us. You should have it on the first layer. Spare it, and the next layer of cake, me.
You just said layer of cake.
Are you still
Y'all
recording?
need to add
Give me
please
a
and
pill.
spare me. Spare me, please.
No, we don't.
I don't want to
no,
give you a please. You just need to
Just
spare the
spare
hell
me.
out of.
Just
That's it.
spare.
Just spare me.
Shout out to JBM and Associates. I don't know. Are you still recording?
Yes,
my God.
That's great. JBM and Associates
JBM
here.
and Associates here.
T-shirts for
I'm
sale.
sorry.
Yes.
at
Yes.
I gotta be a model real quick.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
represent.
I gotta flex. I
Don't
don't
go
feel
ahead
like
and
doing all that.
flexing on them, flexing on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Talk about it all day. Talk about it all day. How about that?
Yeah.
And if you're looking for a trainer,
If you're looking for a trainer, Outrage Fitness, I'm very cheap, but I will kill you. So
I will
Just
see
so
you.
you know.
And on that note,
Your pockets might still be there, but you might not be.
you might be
No,
like
that's
her, get 2 inches.
right. No, that's real.
And we out. Thank you so much.
Until next time, y'all. Thanks for watching.